You might not want to see what's on there. No, I'm kidding. All right, so next up we have THS, which is another remote supports provider, actually based right here. They're a local. That's not you.
Oh, okay. Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Nick Alexander. I'm with THS Remote Support Services. And thank you, Dustin, for inviting us and putting on this great event. A little bit about us. We provide remote monitoring supports for people with developmental disabilities. We started as a service provider, in-home supports for people with developmental disabilities in 2007. And so from that perspective, we kind of have a little bit of a unique take on it. We were a service provider for a lot of years. We still are. Serve primarily Hamilton County, Dayton, and Middletown. And about 4 years ago, we started kind of taking notice of the remote supports options that were kind of being tossed around and talked about by the state of Ohio. And we saw a real need for this in for our individuals. Our mission statement is enhancing lives in the communities we serve, and we saw a real opportunity to enhance people's lives through independence by creating this option for them. So we started tinkering around with putting a system together and figuring out how we could make this an opportunity for individuals in Hamilton County, primarily our own people. So we started put it together, and about 2 years ago we finally had a system that we were confident in, and we had built the back end, and we were able to put something together where we could respond to these alerts and make sure that everybody was getting exactly what they needed. So we started talking to our own individuals about this and replacing their overnight staff. That's one thing that we were kind of challenging the industry as well. For years and years and years, the norm has been to have somebody kind of, be on your couch sleeping in your home overnight. Now, not often do you need a lot of support overnight, but somebody's there just in case. And we thought, well, that's a great way to kind of introduce this technology and the system so that people can have more alone time in their own home and have more independence for themselves, and with the idea that maybe it would grow and somebody would say, well, I think that I could get by with more of this and be more independent and live a life that's more accustomed to what you or I might think of when we talk about bringing independence. So we started working on our own individuals, and that went pretty well. We were able to convert a lot of our individuals from having staff there overnight to using remote supports. And with the governor's signing of the Technology First bill and Director Martin being very vocal on this as an opportunity, we were able to, we would start getting more and more calls so that we could introduce this into more and more people's homes. So that's basically kind of the history there. We use a lot of the standard technology, the opens and close, the motion sensors, pads in the bed that will tell somebody's occupancy. FaceTime devices which allow people to communicate very quickly by pushing a button and getting a hold of one of our monitors. So that's basically a lot of the same technology. The system really comes together on behind the scenes, where all these units, all this information, and it is a lot of information that comes through from all these opens and close and call requests and motion alerts. Being able to take that, digest that information and act on that information as it comes down. So that's really been kind of the secret to being able to provide great services to people with remote support services. Is being able to take that information, put it together, and then act upon it. So that's really all I had to say. Thank you very much for having me for a few minutes here. Thank you, Dust, for having us. And
all right, so quick reminder, if you have not yet, read the declaration that was handed out. Just a reminder on that one. If you haven't signed it, you can sign it through the app or on the paper, and then we'll get those at the end of the day.